Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and I'm going to say these words. The Iron Cat, issue number one. This is such a dumb name, but I get it. I get it. McKay has been doing these Black Cat books, and I didn't read them all, although I should clearly go back and read them all. Apparently the series ended. I'm surprised that it did. The original Black Cat series that he was doing, because maybe I was just in an echo chamber, but everybody who I talked to who read the book loved the book. So I guess there just weren't enough people reading it. Maybe I could have done my part and actually kept on reviewing the book and gotten the word out. It happens. Apologies. That being said, this, as silly as it was, and McKay is really good at making a good yet silly yet good story. This was actually pretty damn good, I gotta admit. So much of the plot, so much of the story, so much of the individual parts of the story, and where this could possibly be going. Let's get to about who made this comic book so I could praise it a little bit more. Jed McKay is the writer, Perry Perez on art, Frank D'Armata doing the colors, and VC's Ariana Maher on letters. Pepe Perez and Frank D'Armata doing the cover. Therefore, an absolute top-notch team putting together this book. Also, I'm going to mention Lindsay Kohik, the assistant editor. Why? I don't know. She's kind of cool. And a whole bunch of other variant cover artists on here also. But no, seriously, Lindsay actually has a part at the end of this book which was very endearing, right? It wasn't a whole bunch of personal information and, oh, woe is me and, whatever. No, it was literally just, I'm a fan. I'm a super fan. I'm not going to tell you about me being such a fan, but you could still tell by the way that she expressed herself in the letter. Shoot. Like, that made me really want to go back and read the Black Cat stories that Jen McKay did, reading that letter by Lindsay at the end. Also, she put in editor's notes, to which she's a superhero in my book. Moving on. Back in the editor's note explains where this character first appeared, the black, or this armor first appeared, the Black Cat or the Iron Cat armor. I think they said issue 12 of the Black Cat series, but either way, it shows up and we're supposed to think that Felicia is actually in the armor. You find out very quickly that she's actually not the one in the armor. Now, who is in the armor, you're going to be able to guess it. I promise you. Read the book and you're going to very easily be able to guess it. And it's like, oh, but yet it's still going to feel rewarding when there's the reveal. It's like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. Wow, nice. I really dug on this. This is a story that features Felicia hanging out in memories with the Gray Fox. Realistically, the Black Fox back in the day here. But we know him as the Gray Fox, right? Just this from back in the old Spider-Man days. And I did a spotlighted story on the character and on one of the characters' stories where Spider-Man faced Doctor Doom. And I actually did a 10 things about Black Fox or Gray Fox because he's such a fun character, and it makes sense that this would be the character that Jed McKay would pick up from the past and actually start utilizing. I'm surprised he killed him. I really do want to see him come back. Like, I would start reading a comic book that McKay starts making with the Gray Fox in it. That would be a lot of fun. I can only imagine it. As silly as that character was and the way that Jed is able to write, yeah, that's just the absolute hands down perfect match. And adding in Felicia Hardy, who turns out to be Jed's favorite character, go check out my interview with Jed McKay. Yes, that is just a perfect combination. Damn it, I gotta go back and read all those Black Cat comic books that he made. Anyway, all that being said, this book, this story, this first issue, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I hope that the story actually gets played out to its fullest extent. This was fun. Iron Man was in here, and it was a very it was a very fun version of Iron Man 2. What? I can't believe it. I've had some of the same problems. Yeah, come on in. Wow, I can't believe how much we've got in common. Like, that's actually really funny. Like, the way that worked, that was hysterical. Seeing just the thing, it's the gray fox. He's got all of the plans, right? He's able to foil and thwart superheroes and villains just because of the way that his mind works. And McKay nails that perfectly, where he figures out that thing. I'm not here to spoil the book, but the way that he figures out how to get Felicia Hardy out of the situation over radio from Black Fox. So simple and yet so fun. It's great to see a writer like McKay who will actually come up with cool stories. He's not interested in the whole high spots thing, right? Anybody who's familiar with, modern day wrestling as opposed to old school wrestling. Old school wrestling where there's a match, you can watch the match, it's just like, this is psychological, I'm digging this, holy crap. And there's a couple high spots like bench pressing someone or, deadlifting someone or body slamming someone, whatever. There's just something special and magical about that, as opposed to every 2 seconds is another high spot. And it's like, yeah, that's not the way my adrenaline works. Sorry. McKay thinks like that. Everything is psychological. When he wants a high spot, he knows how to have it drawn in. He knows exactly what to say to get the right results. And the guy's a superstar. He's, of course, going to get a superstar art team in this. I loved this art. Like, it was silly when it needed to be silly, and yet it was so serious for the entire rest of the time. The thoughtfulness of the panel layout. I'm looking at the first page, right after the title page, where you actually have Felicia with a thoughtful gaze, but she's inside the caption of the silhouette of a cat. And then there's stuff on the outside too. And they're all very simple, very, very simple backgrounds that actually rely more on the colorist than anything else. But it's the artist, the penciler himself, who had to actually do the whole outline as it was. So that image right there, that one panel, perfectly displays what you're about to see in the comic book. And it was right up in the beginning of the comic book. Hot damn! Like, it is such a stupid title, The Iron Cat. I looked at this, I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this. I swear to God, I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this. But it's Jed. I trust Jed. Let me give it a shot. And you see, that's something I've talked about before in some of my other reviews. If you're a bum of a writer, right? If you write things that are just really dumb sometimes and you get really lazy with the way you write with a couple of high spots, I see your name, I see something that I'm not interested in reading, and then I see your name and I'm like, okay, now I'm just not going to read it. That's not what you want in life. Because at some point you're going to want to go and do something over in Image comic books or just your own independent, your Substack or a Kickstarter, whatever, right? And if I see your name attached to something, now I'm not even interested in what you might or might not be doing. Now I'm instead just looking at the fact that your name is attached to it and I think you suck, or at least your writing sucks. When I see McKay's name attached to a thing, it can change my outlook. Like, I don't have any interest in reading this book. Oh, wait, yes, I do, because I see this guy's name attached to it. Okay, damn it. I'll take a look. I'll give it a shot. That alone is worth its weight in gold. But being able to get somebody wanting to read issue 2 now, because a book didn't look interesting, but I read it because I like the person who's attached to it, and holy crap, they actually made this amazing. That is the epitome of what a writer is capable of doing to attract an audience. I don't know how mainstream McKay is yet, you know what I'm saying, but at some point amongst us comic book gurus, we're going to have to acknowledge that we're going to look at this guy's name and know that quality is attached to that. I look at Jed McKay very differently than I look at an Al Ewing. Ewing, I look at, I'm like, this is going to be psychological. This is going to be philosophical, theological. This is going to be something that I'm going to be able to wrap my mind around, and he knows how to pace the action. And it's not going to be high adrenaline all over, blah, 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 blah. With McKay, I know this is going to be a very well thought out story with characters that remind us of the characters we grew up on, whatever your age, right? And if you're starting off with this, I actually feel bad for you. If you're brand new to Felicia Hardy, you don't have anything to backdrop this to, your expectations are going to be far too high for the next writer who comes along. After McKay's finished with this character, at some point he's going to have to leave, right? We all die sometimes, you know? So if this is the Black Cat that you grew up with, McKay's version, I feel bad for you because I don't know who's going to pick this up afterwards and make it even half this good, you know? But that's the kind of thing that you want to see. And that's exactly what we're getting with this book. Guys, it is a stupid title. But damn, that's where the stupid part, that's where anything negative ends. As soon as you get past the title, which is the first thing you see, as soon as you get past the title, the rest of this book is amazing. It's amazing. Guys, that's it for me. Like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.